Hey guys, today is Thursday and I weighed in yesterday and my 3-month challenge is over. It's kind of bittersweet because now I don't have anything to hold me accountable for my actions anymore, so hopefully I can keep the weight off. I don't think I will. I fluctuated a lot in the past and I think this is kind of the time where I really need to keep it off, But I wanted to say thank you to Sean's family for letting me do this in his honor. I thought that was really cool of him. So thank you guys, and everyone else who sponsored me too. That was obviously pretty important. So what I wanted to do is just kind of go through the last 3 months or so of what I wanted out of this, kind of what I did, and some of the struggles, some of the highs and lows. So the first thing is I wanted this to be different than what it was in terms of how I presented it. So for instance, I wanted to show videos of me making food or exercising or doing recipes or something like that to kind of engage everyone into not just coming and weigh in once a week and then leave. But I realized real quick that I hate social media. So I'm not personally on any social media other than Twitter, and that's literally just to look at Bitcoin stuff because that's where I get some of my info. But I'm not on Insta, whatever, Facegram. No, I was kidding. I know what they mean. But I'm not in any of that stuff personally, just my business. So I really struggled with wanting to do this for you guys, but also hating doing it too, which is kind of strange. So sorry if I let anyone down in terms of you thought this was going to be cooler than it was. I really wanted it to be, but in the end I just couldn't bring myself to do some of the stuff from my own personal stuff like that. So that was one of the struggles I had. And another big thing was I figured, well, if I can't do the social media stuff, right, I want to make it kind of like a community thing, So I really envisioned taking time every day to go down to Griffin Park and walking around, kind of talking to people, meeting them, kind of, oh, I'm doing this with Sean, that kind of stuff. And, seeing some of the same people and everything. I thought that would be kind of cool to show what I'm doing, and, record some stuff there. But some of you guys might know, we're in New Hampshire, and for some reason this summer just decided to be like the Pacific Northwest and rain every day. So I never went to the park. It was like 3 good days all year. Also, I didn't swim in my pool either, so I planned on doing a lot of swimming, and that just didn't come to be at all. So I had to kind of improvise pretty quick. So those are, some of the struggles I kind of had, not being able to do the things I wanted to do because either, the weather wasn't cooperating or, my own personal biases towards social media. So I started off late June at 329.4 pounds, 329.4. And weeks 1 through 4 went pretty well. I lost a whole bunch of weight the first 2 weeks, which was nice because I had a lot of water stuff I had to, kind of flush and get rid of, and that dropped weight pretty quick. And so the first month, I think I lost like 20 pounds or so, which was pretty awesome. What I did basically there was, I stopped drinking alcohol. Boy, do I love alcohol. I love beer. And it kind of put a damper on my summer. I was like, oh, I like to, drink by the pool and all that stuff, but hey, didn't use the pool, so it wasn't that hard not to do. I tried to get more steps in, so I tried to get around 10,000 steps a day, just generally moving more, At 320 pounds, your basal metabolic rate, which is the amount of calories you lose just by doing nothing, was probably around 3,200. So if you take your weight and times it by 10, that's basically your metabolic rate. So if you weigh 200 pounds, you'll burn roughly 2,000 calories a day just doing nothing. So just existing, I was probably burning around 3,200 calories a day. And 3,500 calories is 1 pound. So, if I'm burning 1,500 calories a day. 1,500 calories is roughly, half a pound or so, maybe a little less, like 0.4 pounds. So as long as my caloric restriction stayed at 1,500 calories a day, I could lose like 0.4 pounds a day, no problem. A lot of this stuff is just kind of math, give or take a couple hundred calories. So with just not drinking alcohol, watching what I'm eating, not eating at night was a big one too for me, because I love me some DoorDash at like 11 p.m., so I had to cut that out pretty quick. So not eating at night, no boozing, getting in more steps, and in the first month, I lost quite a bit. But that alone doesn't necessarily cut it sometimes, so the next month, so basically the first month went pretty smooth. The next month, you guys might have noticed that I didn't really lose any weight. For weeks like 5 to weeks like 8, I think, I lost maybe like a couple of pounds. And that's mostly because as some of you may know, who knows, I'm definitely addicted to sugar and carbs and food in general, My therapist would say it's a crutch, but it's tough for me, because I can usually go about 3 to 4 weeks of doing pretty well, and then that's when the struggle kicks in. So I've been struggling with my weight for 2 decades, At my heaviest, I was almost 400 pounds. I was like 398 pounds, I think. And then I stopped weighing myself because I didn't want to see a 4 in front of that. That was in like 2015 when I was pretty bad, 2014. And then I got my act together and I dropped like 140 pounds. And my lightest that I've been since I graduated high school, I think, was probably 260 pounds, 265. So, and I lost like 140 pounds, and then kind of fluctuated for a while, especially after COVID. That's when I really ballooned up again, so, but before COVID, I was crushing it. I was doing jujitsu a lot, working out. I was probably like 270, and then I got up to 350 real quick, So, that being said, it's tough for me to lose weight, because I just always go back to it, because I love me some food, and I love eating at night. Alyssa goes to bed at like 9:30, and then between like 10 and 1, it's my time, I get after it sometimes. And so that was hard for me to stop. So the second month of this challenge was pretty tough, because I started going back to my old habits again, and I had to be like, oh man, I got to do this with Sean, and it's a lot of therapy sessions there. You helped me out quite a bit. Thanks, TJ. So, after a couple of weeks, I kind of, got back at it, and decided that, I need to do something now, because I didn't lose any weight this month. So I gotta do well. So the last couple of weeks, the last like 5 weeks or so, I started to do more fasting and more of a ketogenic diet. So the ketogenic diet, or keto, is basically eliminate all carbs or most carbs. So that includes fruit, any sort of bread, pasta, that kind of stuff. Anything delicious, I suppose, and you eat mostly fat, some protein, and like, when I say low carb, I mean you have to get like less than 30 grams of carbs. And if you're looking for like a 2,000 calorie a day diet, 30 grams of carbs is roughly 120 calories. So let's say I'm getting 150 calories of carbs, and I'm trying to get a 2,000 calorie diet. Well, that's like 10-15% of my total caloric intake, so that's very low carbs. And what that does is it makes your body burn fat. So the reason for the ketogenic diet, if you guys don't know, is your body burns carbs first. So first it burns carbs, then your body burns fat, and then if it doesn't have either one, it will burn protein for energy. So typically, after about 6 hours of not eating, your body will have burnt off all of the recent carbs you just took in. And then you have about like an 18 to 24 hour supply of carbs. I think it's called glycogen, that is kind of stored in your body. So you got roughly 18 to 24 hours of storage of carbs in your body that your body will run off of if you don't have any carbs. Well, after that 24-hour period, your body has no more carbs in it, essentially. And so now your body has to switch over to fat. And, oops, hold on. So based off of like our evolution, we didn't have refrigerators in the morning. We didn't have farming, for the first 200,000 years we were evolving. So there was no agriculture, there were no grains, there's no pizza, Italians and 100,000 years ago weren't making pizza, you know what I mean? So we mostly ate fat and protein and very little carbs, maybe some berries or, some fruit that we found. But other than that, it was really kind of like the ketogenic diet, to begin with. And our bodies evolved burning fat. So when you burn carbs as energy, it's kind of like using crappy gas. If you have like a top of the notch Mercedes, you need, that high test stuff, and you can put in the crappy gas and that will work, but it's not gonna be great for it. And that's kind of what our bodies feel and kind of do when we're burning carbs. But when we burn fat, fat's much more efficient, and that's what our bodies are naturally used to burning. So we run way more efficiently on when you burn fat. So in the ketogenic diet, you eat mostly fat, some protein, very little carbs, and your body gets used to burning fat. And that's how I lost a lot of my weight in the last month to 5 weeks. I did a lot of intermittent fasting and prolonged fasting. So there were a couple of times where I ate at like 11 a.m. on Sunday morning and didn't eat again until like noon on Wednesday. So it was like a 72-hour fast, which, I burned like 6 pounds, so like I said, 3,500 calories is 1 pound. So if I'm 300 pounds just doing nothing, I'm burning 3,000 calories a day. And if I get 1,000 calories based off of just doing some steps, kind of doing my job, I adjust people, so I'm kind of moving around a little bit, you'll burn 1,000 calories just kind of doing that. So if I'm burning 4,000 calories a day and then taking none, my body is going to naturally start to burn off the fat that I have, and you're going to lose a lot of weight because you're burning all your fat. So I probably lost like a pound and a half a day by fasting. So I did that a couple of times, a nice 72-hour fast, which was good. And then I was trying to do intermittent fasting. So it's called OMAD, 1 meal a day, where I'm eating, let's say at like 2 p.m. Monday, I don't eat again until 2 p.m. on Tuesday, then Wednesday, and that will start to burn some body fat and make your body pretty efficient. So I dropped a bunch of weight in the last, couple of weeks just by doing that, which was nice. So that's sort of what I did. I also did a couple of exercise routines. I got a game on the Nintendo Switch called Ring Fit, which was kind of cool. So I've been playing a game that actually helps you burn quite a bit of calories, which was nice. I have a little home gym 2 downstairs, and I did some lifting. So I did more exercise than I typically do, but this whole process, this whole last 3 months, I would say 85 to 90% of my calorie losses and 85 to 90% of my weight loss has been diet. So I have a lot of patients that say, I can't lose weight because, my back hurts, I can't exercise and stuff like that. And, one of my goals is to get you back exercising because, my favorite thing to do is to help people get back to what they used to be or what they want to be, So if you used to exercise a lot and now you can't because your shoulder's killing you, your back hurts and stuff like that, I'm a big fan of helping you get back there and reach your goals, So to my patients out there who say, well, I can't do that because, my back hurts or whatever, you can lose a lot of weight just by controlling your diet, doing a different kind of diet, like what you eat matters, but when you eat it matters too. So just because you can't exercise doesn't mean you can't lose weight. And I definitely proved it in the last 3 months. All right, well, that's kind of what I did and how I did it, but let's get to the results. So I started at 329.4 and I finished at 287.2. So it's a loss of 42.2 pounds. We had 36 people donate and sponsor me, and the total price per pound was about $112. So from 36 people, we get about 112 bucks per pound. So it's like what, $4 a pound or something like that, roughly, per person. And all said and done, we raised $4,700, so 4,700 bucks for a family who needs it. You know, who lost their dad, and the kids could. I'm sure they could use it. You know, and the mom too. So. Thank you for donating. Thank you to his family, Sean's family, for letting me do this, and hopefully, helps you out a little bit. Hopefully this video gives some people some education on some dieting and stuff like that, and kind of what you can do in 3 months with a little discipline. I could have lost more, which one thing that kind of sucks is I could have lost probably 50, 55, maybe 60 pounds if I was like super diligent about everything and had a bunch of discipline. But the second month, weeks, 5 to 8, 5 to 9 really hurt me, because I started getting back to my old habits, and then after a while it clicked. Ooh, I can't do that anymore, So anyways, this video has gone on probably too long, but in the end we raised 4,700 bucks for a family who could sure use it. And thank you everyone for donating to a good cause. If anyone has any questions, you can always reach me at my office, message me on Facebook or something. Well, my wife will get it on Facebook, because we all know I don't use social media. All right, guys, thanks so much. That's pretty much all I got for today. I don't know, if you like this kind of stuff, maybe you can force me to do some social media, and I could do more nutritional posts or something, but it was tough to do it when I'm not used to, Anyways, thanks so much. Take care. Bye.